Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're talking about something really fundamental for any business owner with a website. Your site isn't just like a fancy online flyer, it's a core operational asset, your digital shopfront working 204/7. But here's the thing we see all the time. People end up basically renting their own shop. Or worse, they're like a guest in their own online business. No real control.
It's such a common trap, and honestly, it can be incredibly costly. Businesses pour money in, sometimes a lot of money,
Yeah.
and they walk away without owning the thing they paid for. They can't update it easily, or, the worst case, they lose it all. So our mission today is really to give you a framework, a way to think about website development that puts you firmly in control, focusing on ownership and transparency.
Okay, let's jump right in. What are the big signs you might be heading towards this kind of hostage situation with your website? You mentioned the locked door.
Yeah, this is the big one. It sounds so basic, but it's when a provider just won't give you full administrative access.
And what does full admin access actually mean? Is it just one password?
No, and that's key. It's actually three distinct things. You need admin access to your content management system, or CMS, that's like WordPress or similar. Then your hosting account, where all the website files actually live. And finally, your domain name registrar that controls your actual website address, your .com or .com/.oa. Critically, all of these accounts need to be registered in your business's name, not the developer's.
Why is that so important?
Well, we've seen absolute horror stories, like a business owner whose developer passed away suddenly. And because everything was in the developer's name, poof, the entire online presence just vanished overnight. Credentials gone, access gone.
Wow. Okay, that's terrifying. So get full admin access in your name. Got it. But are there sneakier ways providers can lock you in? You mentioned the vague promise.
Oh, absolutely. Watch out for marketing fluff like all-inclusive support or unlimited maintenance.
Right. They sound great on paper.
They do. But they're dangerously fuzzy. What does unlimited even mean? You might think monthly maintenance includes updating your blog posts. But to the developer, it might just mean running a background security scan once a month. Then, bam, you get a surprise bill for wanting your About Us page tweaked.
I see. So ambiguity costs you money down the line. What about the platforms themselves? Things like Wix, Squarespace, they seem easy. Is that a trap too, like digital handcuffs?
It can be.
Yeah.
Look, they offer convenience up front, no doubt, especially for simple sites. But they are generally proprietary closed-source systems. That means your website is fundamentally tied to their platform.
Meaning you can't just pick it up and move it somewhere else if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. If you outgrow them, or you want more custom features, or you just want to leave for any reason, you often have to rebuild the entire website from scratch on a new platform. So yeah, these different red flags, the locked door, the vague promises, the platform lock-in, they all kind of work together to create dependency. They exploit the fact that most business owners aren't tech experts.
Okay, this is making sense. So faced with these potential traps, what's our best defense? How do we protect this digital asset?
Your contract. Simple as that. It's your most powerful tool, but you need to know what to look for.
All right, what's the number one thing in that contract?
Who owns what? Specifically the intellectual property, or IP. This is absolutely critical, especially here in Australia. The default legal position is that unless there's a written agreement stating otherwise, the creator, the developer, owns the copyright in the original code, the unique design elements, the graphics they made.
Wait, really? So I could pay for a website and not actually own the design?
Precisely. You've paid for a service, maybe a license to use it, but not the underlying asset itself. You must have a clause in the contract that explicitly assigns all IP rights to your business upon final payment. No wiggle room.
That's huge. Okay, IP clause sorted. What else needs to be nailed down in the contract?
The scope of work, or SOW. Ambiguity is your enemy here, too.
Right, avoid those vague promises again.
Exactly. Get specific. How many pages? What key features are included, like e-commerce or a booking system? Will there be training? And crucially, define a process for handling changes or additions after the project starts. This prevents scope creep, where the project balloons and costs spiral. And one more cost thing tied to this, the subscription trap.
Subscription trap? What's that?
Many modern websites, especially WordPress sites, use premium themes or plugins for design and functionality. These often require yearly license fees. Maybe $50, maybe $300, sometimes more per item per year.
Ah, so it's not just a one-off build cost.
Not at all. And if you don't keep paying those licenses, your site might break when other things update, or worse, it becomes vulnerable to hackers because it's not getting security patches. It's a significant ongoing cost you need to budget for.
Okay, contract sorted, aware of hidden costs. How do we actually choose the right partner? Looking past the shiny website examples they show you, how do we evaluate their track record properly?
Good question. Don't just look at pretty pictures or screenshots in their portfolio. Go to the live websites they've built. Click around. Test how fast they load. Importantly, check them on your phone. Are they properly mobile responsive? But the most important thing, talk to their previous clients. Ask the developer for 2 or 3 references you can actually speak to.
And actually call them.
Yes, ask those clients about the process, communication, did they stick to the budget, any issues afterwards. That's where you get the real story.
Makes sense. What about local versus offshore? Going overseas often seems cheaper.
It can seem cheaper initially, yeah, but there are definite risks. Communication barriers, time zone issues, sometimes quality control can be variable. But the big one, especially thinking legally within Australia, is recourse. If things go badly wrong with an overseas developer, your legal options to resolve a dispute are often very limited, maybe non-existent.
Right, so sticking local offers more protection.
Generally, yes. Working with a local, Australian-based developer usually means clearer communication, easier collaboration, and importantly, you're both operating under the same legal framework if disagreements arise. Significant advantages.
Now, looking ahead a bit, we're seeing the rise of AI website builders, things like Wix ADI, maybe others. They promise speed, low cost. Seems like they solve some of these problems.
They're definitely changing the landscape, offering new options. Speed and affordability are big draws, but they introduce new potential issues too. Many AI builders are, again, platform-specific. So you might run into that same digital handcuff problem, easy to get in, very hard to get out with your asset intact, non-portable.
So a new kind of lock-in?
Potentially, yes. And there's a deeper, sort of more fundamental question emerging around AI and IP. If an AI generates the website code or writes the content or creates the images, who actually owns the copyright?
I haven't thought of that.
Right. Current copyright law in most places is based on human authorship. It's not clear how AI-generated work fits in, so you could build your brand on assets where the ownership is legally uncertain. It's a really complex, evolving area.
Wow. Lots to think about there. So, to wrap up, the core message seems clear. Your website is your digital storefront. Make absolutely sure you hold the keys.
Exactly. Understand the importance of true ownership, demand transparency from your partners, and don't be afraid to ask these detailed questions before you sign anything. Do that, and your website shifts from being a potential headache or liability into what it should be, a really powerful engine for growing your business.
So here's a final thought for you to mull over. As all this tech keeps changing, AI included, the basic question doesn't change. Are you building your digital future on solid ground that you actually own, or are you just signing up to rent forever?